Let's get Andy. Andy, didn't I have you on the other day? You look very familiar, Andy. I think I had you on before. Let's
Oh
get
man, Tariq, my
let
good
me see.
friend.
Andy, didn't I have you on recently?
Yeah, I was on. I'm an associate with Paul Allen, one of your other good friends.
Um oh yeah. I remember that guy. So yeah, what were we talking about the other day? I can't remember. I sometimes suspected white supremacists are a blur. So
Yeah, well, it was like the whole pretendian thing where you claim to be from America, I guess
right.
the foundational stock of America, and I would say you're kind of pretending or LARPing, um, and you're like shilling deodorant and stuff.
How is that shilling?
Well, I mean, I don't, I respect the hustle, but you're selling deodorant, so you
But
know,
what's shilling about that? I sell it, people like it, it's a great product. So what's shilling about it?
maybe I misspoke with shilling, but I think you're also kind of admitting in a backhanded way which of the two groups has the most odor issues.
Like who?
I don't know. I'm not over here selling deodorant.
Well, hell, I'm selling deodorant because we're clean people. I don't know. I don't smell like wet dog. Yes, you white
Damn,
supremacists.
that's a good comeback. You got me with that.
Right, right. You don't do. Are we going to go to smells? Are we really doing that?
I mean, that's where I took it. And whenever you got a smelly bunch of people and you're selling deodorant to them, it all kind of paints a picture.
Well, sir, you come from a culture of smells and filth. You white supremacists were filthy. I mean, you guys, there's books about how filthy you were in Europe. There's books like Dirt talking about how y'all damn near worship dirt. It was black people who had to go up in it was black people who had to go up in there and show you how to bathe regularly. Y'all looked at bathing as evil. Really? Are you really going to go there about cleanliness, sir?
I mean, I just don't know the history on bathing coming from black people.
Well, no,
And
bathing regularly. It was when the Moors went up there into Europe because y'all were dying off up there. You white supremacists weren't cleaning yourselves. The Moors started bathhouses all over the place to wash ass first. That was the first
really, where are
place to.
some of these bathhouses like historically located?
Many of them were in Andalusia, Spain. Many of them were there, but they're not there now. I mean, you have modern times now, but they had to go in there and wash your people, sir. You don't
I
want
got
to.
you.
You feel me? You're going to talk about filth, okay?
Yeah. Well,
Um,
real quick, I
Raise
wanted
your
to.
right hand.
hold
Repeat
on, Dave.
after me.
Who
I
is that?
will kill,
Who is that?
rape, and
Hold on,
die
who
for
is that?
Nicholas J. Fuentes.
Okay, yeah, okay. No. You're not playing recordings in the back. All right. No, I know he didn't try to make a crack about smells and filth coming from white supremacist culture. I know you. Daly, what's your name? Daly Slay? Come on in here. We got another suspected white supremacist. Daly?
Um, I'm just here for Adore Delano.
From who, ma'am? Who are these
Adore
people?
Delano.
For is that Spanish for DoorDash, ma'am? I don't want any food right now, ma'am. I'm good. I'm good. You can do your do your orders on your own, ma'am.
Help, no, I just love Adore Delano.
Ma'am,
Hi,
is
Adore.
are you doing an OnlyFans video right now, ma'am? I
No.
don't want it. I don't want it, ma'am. I know the smells in there are incredible. I don't want it. I don't want wet dog dildo smells over here, ma'am. If you want to do an OnlyFans video, let's do that on your own time, ma'am. Okay, Miss Daly Slay. All right, Miss Daly Slay. Okay, okay, yeah. If you want to do that, man, let's take that somewhere else. Yeah, it sounds stinky. All right, it doesn't sound enticing at all, ma'am. Let me get her out. Okay, let's try Amy. Let's get Amy Therese. Let's get Amy Therese in here. All right, Amy Therese, hop on.
Hello.
Hello, Amy Therese.
Hi, how you going?
I'm good. Now, where's that accent from, ma'am?
Sydney, Australia.
Okay. And by way of China, right?
Me? No, I've never been to China. I'm
What?
using an iPhone, so I guess it's Chinese
Okay.
manufactured.
No, no, no.
Uh,
What part of Asia is your family originally from, ma'am?
what part of Asia?
Yes,
I'm from Sydney, Australia.
ma'am. The only people who are originally from Sydney are the black fellows there.
Right.
What part of Asia is your family from?
My family's not from Asia. My
Okay.
mom's
Hey,
side of the family are from like Wales and England, and then my dad's side of the family are from Lebanon.
okay, Middle Eastern. So you're Middle Eastern.
I mean, not really. I've never been there.
Okay, but your family's from there, right?
Well, not really. I mean, my dad migrated here 60 years ago. I can't really relate to it there.
So you don't. So you cut off all the Lebanese family members in Lebanon.
Well, not really. It's just that my dad's side of the family, like they all migrated here. So it was like first my uncle, and then my great uncle, and then my grandpa came out here for a year and saved enough for a house, and then my dad's family came, and then like basically like most of the family eventually migrated here, and like they've been here for a long, long time. So
And
um
you haven't been to Lebanon.
I haven't. No, I tried to convince my dad to take us a few times, but every time we'd get close to convincing him, like a bunch of shit would get blown up, and then he'd be like, see, that's what happens over there. We can't go there. I'm like, oh, okay. It's a bit
So,
sad.
so do you speak Arabic?
I don't know. No, I only speak English, and I learned a bit of Latin in high school, but then forgot most of it by now, I think.
Doesn't sound right. If your family, if your father and your mother are from Lebanon, why
My
wouldn't?
mother's from Sydney, Australia for like generations and generations. She's like ordinary white lady.
Right, but even your dad, you would pick up some words from your dad.
He doesn't speak it. Like, I mean, he can. He used to speak it with my grandma and grandpa, but they died a long time ago now, so
Okay,
no need for it.
your story sounds fishy, but so what's on your mind, Amy? Your story sounds very fishy, but what's on your mind?
Okay, fair enough. You don't. Yeah, I wouldn't trust anyone on this space either. Um,
Right.
So my question, you mentioned like the black fellas in Sydney, Australia. I guess my question is, I just wanted to hear your thoughts on like first off on Black Lives Matter, but secondly on sort of this like globalizing of black identity as though there's sort of just like one unified like blackness, which seems to me kind of crazy because like I don't see how Indigenous Australians have like anything to do whatsoever with like, for example, someone like yourself, like a Black American descendant of slaves. Like, I don't
Right.
see the linkage there, and I'm just wondering your thoughts on that, like globalization of like blackness as this like one flat homogenous thing, and
Well,
also your thoughts on
now,
like,
now,
so for
who? Wait.
instance,
Let's unpack that. Let's unpack that.
sorry, I
Now,
get a bit carried
now,
away.
okay, let's unpack that. That's a very interesting take. Now, where do you see and where have you heard about this black globalization of this flat
Well, it's
blackness?
just something I've observed over recent years. So you'll look at something like the Black Lives Matter movement or whatever, and then you'll have like the picking up of these very sort of like American concepts in contexts that are completely different. And I'm just curious as to your take on that.
Well, the thing
Like, do
is,
you feel like an automatic affinity with like Palestine, which is, for example, something that like the Black Lives Matter movement picks up like with great enthusiasm? I find it strange. I'm just wondering your thoughts.
let's be real. Most black people over here on the grassroots, they're pretty much indifferent about the Israel Palestine conflict.
Right. That's
They're
what I would
really
have assumed. Yeah.
they're not. They're really indifferent. It's not whatever the media is telling you. They get a couple of Democratic shills to go out there yelling and
Right.
screaming. But black
Right.
grassroots,
Yeah.
we're indifferent. The
Yeah.
thing is, probably
That's what I
seeing
thought.
that. Look. As a foundational Black American, we are the most influential people on the planet. And you see a lot of people globally emulate us because they see
Right.
something in us. I've been to
Mhm.
Australia, I've been over there.
Mhm.
The people are dressing like foundational Black Americans, using our slang, using our lingo, which is fine. A lot of people look to us for the strength and perseverance that we have, and
Mhm.
us to have the
Mhm.
courage that we have. That's very inspirational to the people
Right.
globally.
Right.
And the camaraderie we have is that we're all black people victims of white supremacy. That's why the black fellows over there in Australia, they were
Right.
victimized by the white supremacists the same way we were. They were marginalized in certain communities the same way we were.
But do
Over
you think Australians were white supremacists? Like, we were a prison colony.
do I think they were white? Yeah, they
I mean,
definitely
I think that we
black.
had some white supremacist policies, but I think that, like, the idea that everyone who migrated here was like a sort of elite white supremacist type person, like a lot of people
That's a
who
straw man.
founded this
That's you.
country were
That's you,
prisoners.
ma'am. No, no, no. That's a straw man that you're trying to create. Nobody said that.
Okay,
You don't.
okay.
You
No,
don't. You don't.
I'm asking questions. I'm not trying to like
Right.
for,
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
asking your opinion. Yeah.
You created a straw man argument. We didn't say
Okay.
all white supremacists are not elite, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Ma'am. They went over there and decimated people based on race in Australia. Even now,
Right.
they Sydney. They got all the black fellows over there in Redfern, stuck and stuffed over there in that area. You
No, they're
understand?
not really in Redfern anymore. It's been thoroughly gentrified.
They gentrified Redfern.
Redfern's so fucking expensive now, you wouldn't believe it. Yeah.
Wow. Well, it's been shit, way over a decade since I've been out there. So
Yeah,
I
yeah, no, it's complete. Like in the last decade was basically the finalization of it. It was sort of starting to change like 20 years ago, and by now it's so fucking expensive. Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
So where did they funnel the people off now? Where did they funnel them
Well, I
off
think
to?
the ones that were in the housing commission have been moved out to like Western Sydney. But this has been happening not just to Redfern, it happened to like all the white people in the housing commission down at the Rocks as well. Like Sydney's just so fucking expensive everywhere. So like anyone that's in like income supported or like subsidized accommodation, they've just been pushed out west basically.
Wow, wow. And
Mm,
see, that's a part of white supremacy,
is it?
displacement. Yeah, displacement based on race.
But what
Black.
about all the like Irish and like white people down at the Rocks who experience the exact same thing?
Well, no, no, no. They don't experience like the black people did down there. The black people, they've been damn near genocided. Over right across the pond, over there in Tasmania, they wiped out all the black fellows over there. They committed a complete genocide over there in
Right.
Tasmania. So that's white supremacy. They're not genociding the Irish and all the other people. You might have a couple of the white sacrifices that get smacked around every blue moon, but they are not treating them like they're
But they
treating
brought
like.
over a lot of Irish people who had been taken from their mothers because they were born out of wedlock. I feel like separating children from their parents, that's like a genocidal thing to do, no?
No, no, because you're not killing them. You're taking them away from the parents. But yeah, again, Australia and Tasmania, these were prison colonies. They were taking the
Right.
worst and emptying the jails and having them work over there. But then the white prisoners started turning on the black people there along with the elitist white people. So they all found a camaraderie in decimating the blacks over there. Same way over here. They like to talk about the poor whites, but the poor white Irish and the poor white Scottish got with the other English and elite planter classes to subjugate us over here. So they were all in on it. So white
What
supremacy.
about the black people who profit from that situation though? We've had a lot of
Oh,
corruption in terms of like the indigenous like bodies that got established that just basically ended up filtering a whole lot of money to like upper middle class indigenous people and like screwing over the people on the ground.
we're down in Australia.
Yeah, yeah, that was happening a whole bunch in the 90s, so they eventually had to like shut down
Oh,
the
the black people. No,
ATSIC, this like
no, the black people over there ain't getting nothing, and the only
the
so-called
people on the ground don't. That's true.
no,
But
they got the whole rabbit-proof fence stuff going on over there, where they didn't lighten up a couple of the Aboriginals and
yeah, that was like a century ago though. There's none
right,
of that shit now.
yeah, but no, they still have them there though. They still have some of
No,
those
now they
big
remain in
breeds.
community and just get addicted to fuel and shit because there's no opportunities out there.
Right, but again, I've seen a couple of the mixed breed elitist. Um,
Right. Yes.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's a whole
Yeah.
different a different ball game.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. That's
what's
who
the
I'm
other
talking
question?
about.
No,
Yeah.
what was the other question, ma'am?
No, that was about it. You covered pretty much everything. Thank you for your time today.
Yeah, thank you so much. All
Cheers.
right.
Bye bye.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, we got a lot of people in here. Let me see how many people we got in here. We are in here deep tonight, man. Um, Speaking of deep, y'all need to get that deep deodorant, that root work. This guy said we're shilling deodorant. Yeah, we got some very successful deodorant we got going on. It's called Root Work, foundational based, foundational Black American based deodorant. That's the best deodorant in the game right now, based on foundational Black American culture of root work, hoodoo, and conjure, with that High John the Conqueror root in it. Andy, you know you need you some root work over there smelling like a baby chihuahua. You know you need it. Let's get Light. Somebody named Light. Okay. Let's get Light in here. All right, Light. Let's hop on. Oh, Light didn't want to get on. Light got off. Let's get Mr. Armenian here. Let's get Mr. Armenian in the building. All right. Mr. Armenian, you here, sir? All right. Well, we're waiting on Mr. Armenian. Let's get Mike of Pole. Let's
Sorry,
get.
my mic was off.
Okay, that's it. That Mr. Armenian.
Yeah, I had a question. First of all, I feel like but there's a lot in common between us. Armenians are sort of the black people of white people, and we've been kangs too at various points going way back.
Where,
And
where, where have you been a king?
in Armenia,
Okay.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
it's a, it's, a, it's its own place.
right.
In between, where Armenia is. I mean, generally, it's kind of in between the East and the West. It's in Eurasia. It's sort of been the buffer between East and West through history, and between the
Right.
Persians, the Romans, all this shit.
So if you've been kings, that means the women were queens too, right? The women have been queens.
Goddamn right. I mean, and they still are in many
Well,
ways.
you better believe it. They're the queen of black dick, like them Kardashians, right?
And what better kingdom to queen over?
Right. Now, how do you feel about that? Many of your Armenian women, they have a hankering for black dick. Now, as an Armenian man,
Yeah,
how do you feel about that? Because they are on brothers. I have a lot of friends out here in LA,
yeah.
and Armenian women would be up on them heavy, all them Glendale women. How do you feel about that as an Armenian man, seeing your women having a hankering for soul pole?
Well, the thing about it is, I sort of my feelings are a bit mixed, because on the one hand, you have a very understandable desire, as I'm sure you actually share, to preserve this precarious Armenian culture. You don't want to see it just sort of kind of disappear into a blend of ethnic mixture and disappear. But on
Hmm.
on the other hand, I can sympathize. I grew up learning. I grew up hearing rumors that Armenian girls were really into the soul pole,
Right.
and
They
and
are.
they are, no, clearly. I mean, this was before the Kardashians. I would grow up and hear
Oh yeah.
people complain, and here in LA, there was a lot of complaints that there was that inclination among my sisters.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
but I
Now,
can't. I'd be a hypocrite.
Did you grow up in Glendale?
No, I didn't. I grew up in Little Armenia proper, which is in Hollywood.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so a little bit class of Armenians, but yeah, they were into it. And I know the problem is that I'd be a hypocrite if I criticized them for that now, because if I've had experiences too.
Oh, so you've had some soul sisters in your life too, huh?
Absolutely.
So you've gotten your Rob Kardashian on.
I mean, I've got not so much sisters as brothers, but I get this. I get the same feeling going both ways. I can feel it. I mean, I think
Now
I
you confused.
understand.
Oh wait, well now you got me a little confused.
No, I
Now,
don't mean to get too personal or anything.
oh, okay.
I know. I just wanted to. Yeah. I
So
mean,
are you going for soul pole too, like the Armenian women? What are you trying to say? I'm not, no judgment. I'm not trying to judge your lifestyle, but I don't know.
I'm just saying I'll take the soul wherever I can find it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. The buck breaking is real. But what else is on your mind?
Well, is it buck breaking if you simply ride the pole?
Hey,
Where's the buck breaking? Where does the buck loving stop and buck breaking begin?
hey, whatever you want to do, I don't judge your lifestyle, sir. Whatever you got a hankering for, I don't judge it, sir.
I'm just curious because I don't want to like spread any kind of. I don't want to spread,
Well, sir, the only thing that's being spread sound like it's your Bucci cat right now. So I'm gonna let you go because this is getting a little uncomfortable, sir. All right. Let's get some more people in here. I don't want to hear your fantasy.
Get ready to ignite the spirit of Black History Month like never before. Join us at the Hidden History Museum in the heart of Los Angeles for an electrifying one-year anniversary celebration, Saturday, February 24th, 2024 at 7 p.m. Mark your calendars for an unforgettable evening. Experience our comedy show with a stellar lineup of the hottest new comedians, hosted by Tariq Nasheed and Dwan B. But that's not all. Indulge in complimentary food and drinks and music that will keep you grooving all night long. This exclusive event is by RSVP only, so don't miss out on the celebration of a lifetime. Reserve your spot now by visiting hiddenhistorymuseum.com for tickets. Let's honor and celebrate Black History Month in style. See you there!